My name is Shizu Okusa. I'm the co-founder and CEO of JRINK, Drink with a J. We are a wellness brand here based in Washington, D.C. We have 7 locations locally here, and we also offer online home delivery. We sell cold-pressed juices, elixirs of superfood smoothies and smoothie bowls. And we use ingredients such as matcha, collagen, and all that. And we have a team of about 35. When I was working in New York, I was living in Tribeca, working in Wall Street. I was at Goldman doing prop trading, so I'd be waking up at 3 in the morning and then going home at like 11 o'clock at night. Very unsustainable, but cold pressed juice is a great way to stay healthy while staying busy. Fast forward a few years later, we're like, how do we make this better? How do we make what's already existing even better and also new? In 2010, I had no idea we'd be here 7 years later. I think at that time it was more like how do I feel better and have a career path. I think that was more genuine to like what I wanted to do. I was interested in traveling and like seeing the world while not like wasting my youth away on like a desk and like sitting there all day in the dark and not seeing the sun. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm really curious to like travel and like see other things and other places and meet other cultures of the world. I had a vacation during that year and I traveled to Tanzania and I went to Kenya and then climbed Kilimanjaro. It was like an eye-opening experience to say like the world is really big, the world is really round, and it's not just in New York. And so that gave like enough courage and like enough creative willpower to say like, okay, this is not the right fit for me for now. I was born and raised in a Japanese family. My dad was like a landscaper, so we did a lot of farm to table stuff where just naturally, we had a farm and lived on a farm for a portion of my life. My mother is a potter and photographer, so they are both like entrepreneurs at heart. And Japanese food, again, is like very traditionally, I feel like all the new things that are healthy actually comes a lot from Asian food. So, I mean, I never thought too deep into it at the time, but looking back, it all kind of just makes sense. My parents specifically were not as supportive, and my family they were all really scared. They're like, I don't know what you're doing, but you've done crazy stuff in the past, so just do it. My reputation in the family has always been like the black sheep, or just kind of just let her be and she'll figure it out. Technology has taken us too far in advance from our bodies. How do we kind of fight back and kind of go back to the age-old traditions and like having more communications with people, community, wellness, without relying on things that are more addictive and can be abused from a substance perspective? So how do we bring something that's not addictive but can be more holistic and natural, make people feel great while still living, a life that's both productive and busy? We actually started as a tech business and basically just doing deliveries ourselves. But we just quickly realized people wanted to have like a smaller portion or sample things before they commit to buying online, especially if it's in food. But we also wanted to do it more smart, where we didn't have to sign a lease and commit like our life assets, let alone we didn't really have any at the time. But so how do we start small and apply some like principles of tech, minimum viable product, to say like, okay, this works from a real estate perspective, this is our customer, kind of have a proof of concept, and then be able to then sign like a full lease. We are women owned. We also are like 90% women operated. We're about 35 people now. All of us come from very non-traditional backgrounds. So when people ask like, how did you know juice? It was actually not juice. It was just our own personal problems and this genuine curiosity to both creativity as well as marketing, to branding, to wellness. And that's kind of very unique, I think, about JRINK, is that we're not in this woo-woo trying to preach thing. We're just trying to live our best selves. When we started the business, it wasn't anything where, all right, we knew that this was going to be where we are today. Things just happen. You just have to take that next best step, and you make mistakes and you learn from it. I still make mistakes every day. It's not cliche to say that I really do. And but I think just learning from that and taking feedback has been really important. I think asking for help, people are always willing to help. I think people are naturally wanting to give, but unless you make it easy for them to give and you ask and be very specific about it, people won't know to help you. I think the last thing I would say is don't go into blindly. You know, having a business is not easy, and I think being young also comes with inexperience, and I did not have any experience in managing people. So with that inexperience, I think it's just going in with open eyes that things will happen. Things are more expensive than you think they are. Things are also just more tiring than you think they are. But just keeping in that, like, what is my plan and where do I want to be in this X number of years, and kind of going in with like an actual plan. If you have like a craving or some sort of thirst to do something else and you're just not happy, some things have to change, right? And sometimes we can complain about it and then it gets toxic to other people and then we can get depressed about it. So just taking control and kind of saying what's the next best thing and just doing something, I think we can leverage that as young women.